What am I saying?
What you're saying is you don't believe women should lead.
No, I'm trying. Not only do I not believe it, I know for a fact that God would not put a woman over a man because that's not his order. And he said, well, every time you listen to the woman, if you notice, every time the man listens to the woman, he suffers. So why?
Every time a man listens to a woman, he dies. He dies. So we can't ever listen to women. That's how I gotta go. So this is Jesse Lee Peterson here, the He-Man woman hater himself, just ready to debate a woman, someone named at Pastor Jemaliah, I think. I'm not sure. I'm sure they'll say it at the beginning. I honestly haven't really. I watched like a little bit as I was like working the other day, and I heard that part, that one, just right there, and I was like, "That's what we're doing." But I don't really remember the rest of it. So anyway, we're gonna get into it. I'm Brantley, and this is the Punk Apostate. Let's go. So like I said, Jesse Lee Peterson, he's debating a woman pastor. It's one of these broads that I think they could just be teaching men stuff. Evil. And Jesse's he's gonna set her straight. Alpha male. He's an alpha male. So let's check it out.
On to thefallenstate.tv/donate, and then click on in the link description there. Go to locals.com to support us. I do appreciate it. I have with me today Pastor Jamila Gooden. She is the
Jamila Gooden. Okay, all right. That's who she is.
The pastor at the Unity Church of Charlotte in Charlotte, North Carolina, and the author of the best-selling help book, The Death of the Angry Black Woman.
That's funny because he just said it's just a help book. He meant like self-help book, but he just was like, it's a help book.
Amazing. Well, welcome. Yeah. Thanks again for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
And so you are
a woman,
a pastor. You're married and you're a pastor, right?
Yes, absolutely, happily married.
Nice. You have children? Any children?
Well, we have altogether, there is 8. And so we have a blended family because we have a blended family. I have 2. Okay. I have Dylan Hunter and he had
Brady Bunch situation. She did not, it wasn't 8 out of, wow, that's just
6.
I mean, 8 is a lot, just even if you do it that way, but at least it wasn't one person having 8. My goodness.
And so together we're a blended family. Although his children are older and my kids are younger, we can kind of mesh kind of good. So blended families do work. They work.
Amazing. So that means that you've been married before.
I have.
What made
That's strike 2, lady. That is strike 2. So now, not only are you a woman, I mean, that should be one of its own. Just being a woman is just, you shouldn't, that's just, you're evil already just for being a woman. But then on top of that, you're a woman and a pastor. And now it sounds like you've been married before. It kind of sounds like you might have been divorced. 3 evils. We haven't even made it like 5 minutes. It's just wow, this lady's just nothing but evil.
You decide to get married to a man who has already been married.
What do you do?
Evil. Well, why give up on something you desire? And I desired a healthy marriage. And I'm a bit of a go-getter.
Oh, I thought he was going to go into like a heroin thing. That's what I always tell heroin addicts. Just, if you desire a thing, go get it,
And so you have to make a determination. Is your heart worth it? And because I value love, I took the chance and I finally, with the help of God, got it right. And so now I have a healthy marriage. I think if you want something, don't give up until you get it.
That's amazing. And so you are a pastor.
Okay, so that's amazing is just like his go-to. It's like me saying, like that's just amazing. Whatever. I don't know.
You called by God, or did you go to school to be a pastor?
I was called by God, and I am continuing my education. I actually started off. I went to FIT.
Are those a mutually exclusive? Like, hold on, because he's like, were you? Wait, what did he say? You got called by God, or did you go to school? Like, those were two different things. Like, either God calls you, or you go to school for it.
Or did you go to school?
If you want something, don't give up until you get it.
That's amazing. And so you are a pastor. Were you called by God, or did you go to school to be a pastor?
Were you called by God? Like, either God calls you up, it's like, hey, dude, you are. I decide, like, hey, you're in the drawing. You're a pastor now. Just so you know. All right, I called you up. Or you gotta like do it yourself. You gotta go to school, right? Like you don't just get your name pulled out of a fucking God hat or something. I don't know what that meant.
I was called by God, and I am continuing my education.
He's like, both. It's a both.
I actually started off. I went to FIT University where I was studying fashion, buying, and merchandising. But I am definitely pursuing my education. I have been pastoring for about 6 years, going on.
I'm surprised he didn't interrupt her to like talk shit about education. This guy hates education. He thinks that anytime that you go to school for anything, it makes you bad and evil and less of a Christian. The more you know, the less you grow in Jesus.
7 years, next year will be 7 years. And so what happened with ministry was running and rolling fast. Our church has about 1,000 members in it. And so I had to move backwards. So while the Lord was doing what he's doing in the ministry, it's not that education wasn't important. The building happened so fast. And so what I had to do is I had to take a pause. But I'm picking up the books because it is definitely necessary.
Right on. And so do you believe that human beings, that we're in a fallen state?
Now, this is, that's the name of his show, right? Is The Fallen State with Jesse Lee Peterson or whatever, right? And he always does this. I swear, I feel like he did it with Ray Comfort. He did it with the Jacqueline Glenn interview, and now he's doing it here. He always just asks about this fallen state business, but he doesn't clarify at all what he means by this. And so everybody that he's talking to is kind of like trying to respond while simultaneously trying to figure out what the fuck he's even talking about. Because it's just like, what do you mean a fallen state? So yeah, cue the insanity, because he's not gonna clarify anything, and then just is gonna act like you should know exactly what he's thinking, and then responds in like a smug way, which is his whole bag. That's his whole debate tactic, is just say things that he knows you won't understand, and then talk down at you because you don't understand the thing he didn't fucking clarify.
Yes, yeah. And I said something yesterday, and I love the fallen state because we are a fallen state.
Lord, this and it's human beings, not human beings, human beings. I don't know why this is crazy. Human beings.
And I said this yesterday. Humanity has a problem because of humans. That is the bottom line. You can't please everybody. America is a big melting pot of people. But the problem with the state falling is we're trying to appease everybody.
Okay, see, just like out the gate, look, she already doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. When he's talking about a fallen state, the context that I think he's using here has nothing to do with the state being like the government or anything like that's not what he's talking. What they're talking about. They're talking about like being in a fallen state. The world is in a fallen state, and that's why they need the forgiveness of Jesus, right? And so that's the fallen state that he's talking about. But like, of course, nobody knows that he's not talking about the fucking government or whatever, because fallen state sounds like it's a it sounds like a movie that would have Morgan Freeman and that other guy that I was saying should play Wolverine. And it's the, Olympia has fallen. Anyway, and
you can't. It's really impossible. And so humanity has broken itself because of human. We broke it. We broke humanity. So it is a fallen state.
And what does it mean to be in a fallen state? How does a person know that they're in a fallen state?
I think people don't realize that they're in a fallen state until it's too late. When you've come to the conclusion that something is not working, you have an opportunity to fix it or keep rolling with the cracks.
Yeah, see, she doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just saying like, yeah, I mean, I don't know what kind of fucking answer he's looking for, but you know, he's trying to get her to be like, oh, you know, we're in a fallen state because we need Jesus or whatever, like because Eve ate the apple. I don't know what like exactly he's looking for here, but like that's his whole bag, is just asking these weird, ambiguous questions.
And I think a lot of times what happens with people in life, it's too late. And so even though it's too late for somebody will say, no, it's not. Because if I looked at my heartbreak as a fallen state, I would have never been into this marriage that I happen to love and never want to get a divorce from.
I'm so confused. What is she talking about? I don't.
However, it takes a person of courage to say, we're going to keep going, because it takes courage to do that. And I think no matter where you are in life, there is someone that is going to be courageous enough to keep on going. Despite the cracks of life, you got to keep on going.
But how do you
What question is she answering?
know you're in a fallen state? Most people don't know.
But what about a fallen state thing that I'm not clarifying at all and expecting you to know exactly what I'm thinking? What about that?
Oh, that they're in a fallen state. What is the sign or signs of being in a fallen state?
Multiple.
How do you know when you're in one?
Yeah.
So I'm going to speak to you from two perspectives, from the pastor's perspective and from you understanding, because you too were a pastor at one point. But
you're not anymore. She's the only pastor on the stream here, Jesse. How do you like that? Being out-pastored by a woman.
I am going to quote something biblical. And biblically, it says, whether people believe or not, just let me quote the book with respect. It says that a just man falleth 7 times, right? And so pride cometh before a fall. So if these things are happening, something is preventing you from seeing the reality. This is not working. I said that this morning. I said, don't take red flags.
Well, I don't know what's happening. I'm going to have to go back because I feel like I don't even know what question is being asked or answered at this point, because that's just how fucking mindless all of this type of nonsense is. It's just crazy. It's like I think his question doesn't make any sense. Her answer doesn't make any sense. None of it fucking means anything. It's so frustrating. Oh my goodness. How's everybody doing? Doing okay? You feeling okay? Feeling good? You getting rested? Right? Did you clean out your air filters? You got to clean out your air filters. All right. That's how you have AC units that go down, because you didn't clean the air filters, right? I think everybody right now, you should just set a reminder on your phone, folks. Come on, I'm serious. All right, this is important stuff, right? Do you want your AC to go down in the middle of summer? I mean, at the end of the summer, it's almost over, but it's still hot. Okay, get your AC checked. Okay, that's the point of this. What? Forgot what I was doing. How y'all doing? You doing all right? Let's see who won. Who won today? As one. All right. Hey, and he's exclaiming his victory. So, oh, wow. And you've been 3 months. Hell yeah. That's awesome. Well, thank you for that. Being a member for 3 months. That's great. Appreciate it. Hell yeah. Lord Dissidence is second. All right. And Drazilla is third. No, James. Whoa, this is weird. James didn't make it in the running. I feel like this is the first time in like a month that James hasn't been in the first 3. That's wild. But Drazilla was. And that's how we doing, Drazilla? Yeah, Spooky's here. All right, cool. It's just looking, right? It's just saying like, I'm here. I've got my eyes on you. It's kind of creepy. I don't know. Kind of feels stalkery. Don't just text people eyes like that. Like, that's freaky. Don't do that, especially not to some stranger woman, or like a woman that you know barely, just like a little bit. You just know her a little bit at work, and then all of a sudden she gets a text from you and it's just eyes. Don't do that. That'll scare her. Don't do it. It's freaky. Wolfo's here. What's up, dude? Said nice. Just in time. That's right. Yeah, and I was late as hell today. You know why? Because I didn't clean that damn filter and the fucking thing broke. And I've been without AC until like about an hour ago In Florida, that's possibly a death sentence. Okay, you might just die immediately of heat exhaustion if your AC goes down. Clean those filters. Okay, serious. This is not a game. All right, Scotty, what's up, dude? Is this guy drunk? He's always drunk, dude. Well, I think he's on something. He's drunk with the Holy Spirit, and see, that's why you shouldn't. They got to quit that. They got to get off that spirits. You don't quit the spirits, all right? Especially the Holy One. Makes you stupid. It makes you slur and stuff like that. Probably get DUIs and stuff too. I don't know. Giselle said he doesn't sound he doesn't sound kind of drunk. He sounds fucking loaded. That's what I think that is, right? He is loaded. Lord Dissonant said he always sounds drunk or drugged. Yeah, I don't know. I think something happened, and now he like I don't know exactly what he did, but I think what ended up happening was he had like a toothache or something, and he took that Novocaine that you can buy at the store and then accidentally squirted the whole thing, and now it's just like his tongue's just totally numb forever now. It's because he put too much in the Novocaine, and it's just all over. It's done. It's done. Might as well just pull that sucker out. You can't feel it. Can't feel it anymore, so you can't talk. No, I'm serious. I do seriously think something's wrong with his tongue. Just in all honesty, I don't like being ableist, against people with bad tongues. Maybe that's a thing. I don't know. I don't like being able to, but I don't care because it's Jesse Lee Peterson, and fuck that guy. I have no problem making fun of him for literally anything. I do not care. Just how awful he is. I feel like it's okay. It's a pass. It's a free pass on literally anything because of how awful he is. Hey, Left-Handed Jedi, what's up, dude? He said, "You are a woman." No kidding, Sherlock. Yeah, that's. That's how you start it. You're a woman. That's you. That's what you are. Ford and Gansey, what's up, dude? Jesse ain't drunk. He's just intensely stupid. That's an excellent way to say that. Intensely stupid. That's a very specific kind of stupid, and it's in the higher echelons of stupidity, I'd say. So good call on that one. Absolutely scandalous. Yeah, I mean, I guess because she's a woman and she's a pastor, that's scandalous. That really is. Can't be doing all that. All right, let's get it.
And turn them green. When you see a red flag, you've got to step back. And
you got to stop at the red flags and go at the green flag. Oh, wait, what? I'm sorry. Those are lights. I mean, flags, like, you get confused.
You got to say, do I move forward or do I step back? And I think because people want something so bad, you have to look at how
you just slow down if it's a yellow, or I mean, if it's, well, anyway, go ahead.
How come you want it so bad? What are you investing in? Is this going to break me or is it going to make me? Do I believe in what I'm striving for? And you have to take those moments and you have to make a determination how to move. And I think sometimes with people who are being anxious, people who want something, you got to move with your heart, but you got to think with your brain. And
what the fuck? I'm still like completely. He's just closing his eyes. He's like, I'm gonna take a quick nap. What? Oh, geez. Watch him do that. Spooky said, "You're not my real dad, Brentley." Just a bunch of eyes. Well, that's just very creepy. Stop watching me. Stop. It's freaking me out. Okay? You just, this is feels stalkery. Feels stalkerish. Blockhead Tarzan. Beta. That's how you do it, right? Beta. Beta male. That's beta. Okay.
A lot of people are not doing that. They're making emotional moves when they should be thinking.
So how can a person overcome the fallen state?
We don't know what the fuck you mean, weirdo. Look at her, she's like, hold on. Okay, no, I got this. I know the answer to the question that I don't understand. Hold on one sec. I got it.
Understand faith, understanding works, and have a little both. And I think once you realize that everyone has the opportunity to fall, but not too many have the opportunity to rise up. You've got to do something within yourself and you have to come up with a plan. It is just like you asked me earlier. You said, what made you want to get married again? I didn't want to give up. And so just because I had a heartbreak, it doesn't mean it's the worst thing in the world. I tell my members all the time, God will break your heart to save your life.
My goodness, I feel like she should be a politician. This is like the best, like, not answering of a question I've heard in a while.
And so with all of the heartbreak that I had, there was a level of it that I'm thank God that it happened, because from that experience, I know how to apply what I've learned.
How do you overcome the fallen state, lady? Okay, this is very important, right? We're in a fallen state. You need to get out of the fallen state. How do you get out of the fallen state? The answer is very easy. It's the answer to every single Christian question ever. It's Jesus Christ of Nazareth, Jesse's Lord and Savior. That's right.
To what I need right now. And so I think when you look at something and it's falling, don't accept the failure. Build differently.
What's important to you?
I don't
Family.
Family? And why is family so important to you?
Oh, because, you know, it's like Vin Diesel always says, there's nothing matters more than family.
Because wait, let me backtrack. Healthy family.
Healthy family, yeah.
Because everyone has family, but everybody doesn't have a healthy family. Healthy family is very important to me. Because at the end of the day, and I hate saying that phrase, I can't stand it, but I'm going to say it anyway. At the end of the day, that's really all you got.
What? Why? She doesn't like the phrase "at the end of the day." You could just use the word "ultimately." Then you want to just swap it out. You could just swap it out with "ultimately." It's actually a shorter. You know, it doesn't take up as many syllables and everything. Like, you can actually just minimize the whole.
You can have a whole lot of money. You can have a whole lot of wisdom, but if you don't have family to help you apply what you've learned and what you've developed, you really don't have anything.
Oh,
when I look at my grandbaby, I am
amazing. Okay,
in awe. But before she came along,
not even
I had
listening.
children. I have a husband. I have sisters. I have brothers, and I have people around me that if anything had ever happened,
I feel like that could work too. Like this and said, we overcome the fallen state by moving to the risen state. That's right. You know, I have no idea what state that would be. I was gonna make a state joke like, oh, would that be in this state? And I can't think of state. I'm not good at the geography thing. You know, I don't remember state names and stuff that has, you know, that's so like facts about state. I don't know any of this.
I know that I can count on them.
Amazing.
It's a sad person that has nobody that they can count on but themselves.
That's amazing.
Amazing.
So you're married. Do you obey your husband?
Absolutely.
You obey your husband.
I don't look like it. I don't look like it, but I'm very submissive to my husband.
You don't look like it? What does submissive look like? It's like usually what, they're covered in leather with zippers for their face. They're very submissive. You know, that's
And what does a person look like that obeys their husband?
I think what happens
there
was,
we go. Thank you. And see, Pandora's Pinata's on top of it for me. Well, you're going to move to Colorado? That's right, because that's a risen state, because the elevation is higher in Colorado, which is a fact that I know about Colorado. So,
of course, African American women, we get a bad rap. We're strong, of course, but we don't submit. I believe in submission 100%. But this is the problem. You've got to be worthy of me submitting to. The word submit means to submerge, right? It is very easy to submerge yourself to someone that makes it comfortable for you to do that.
Right.
The word submit means submerge. Why? Just because they both have the word sub at the beginning? Because they don't. That's not, submit does not mean submerge. Those are very different words.
And so it's really not a look per se on the personified base. It's a heart thing.
And so you do obey him.
I kind of, he's like, see, he says like one track mind. Scotty said, she looks like she could slap the stupid off his face. I hope she does. I hope she does. I don't know if, I don't think, because they're not on the same stage like the other people, you know, when he's interviewed people, but yeah, it's too bad actually.
Obey. I said the vows. I read the vows. I marry people. Obey.
Nice.
Obey.
Nice.
I'm wondering, Oh, let me ask, do you believe in the order of God?
I do.
I'm sorry?
What?
I wouldn't be a pastor if I didn't.
And what is that order?
Who the fuck knows what you mean?
Obey your husband.
Oh,
Obey-
okay. She
that-
does
that-
know. That's funny. Because I was like, what the fuck? Like, he just says like these like really broad, like God's order. Like, in what fucking context? But I guess she's already on top of it, you know, because she's like, oh, she's saying, he's saying that she's got to submit, and then he submits to God. Yeah.
That's what the book says. It says, husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and laid down his life. Right? Wives, obey your husband.
And says women just don't talk. You don't need to actually do any talking. You just keep it, pipe it down. Don't do any talking. Definitely don't hold dominion over men at all, actually.
Right? And so, of course, why wouldn't I? I wouldn't have pursued
No, there you go.
getting married
Almost got
again if I didn't believe the principles in the book.
God, man, God, husband, right? But man, woman, children. That's it, basically. Yeah. It's that weird fucking meme where you see the umbrellas or whatever, isn't that how it goes? And it's like they're protecting each person with like a different size umbrella. It kind of doesn't actually work at all because the umbrella starts out big and then it gets smaller, and it's actually sort of just completely irrational. It doesn't, because like, why would you need a smaller umbrella by the bottom if the top one's the biggest? Anyway, but yeah, it's that meme. If you've seen it before, I don't know.
That I read every day.
Amazing. And so do you believe in the order of God and Christ? Christ is man over woman, and woman over children?
Boom.
I believe in the...
What was that, dude? Like, Wolfos is fucking intuitive as fuck. Like, you're a prophet, aren't you? You are a cartoon wolf prophet. Yeah, they need to get you over on Flashpoint, buddy. I would actually, that actually might pep up their show there. Have a nice BoJack Horseman cartoon wolf just doing prophecy, just doing Trump prophecies. Man, that'd be fun. They need that. That would up the ratings, I think, quite a bit. I'm waiting too, by the way, just now that we're talking about Flashpoint for a quick second. How much you want to fucking bet that Flashpoint is getting it like has some type of money funneling to it from Russia too? You know what I mean? Like that whole Tim Pool situation. I'll bet you money at some point Flashpoint's gonna come up and everybody's gonna be like, what the fuck? And they're gonna find out that there's like some Russian propaganda person just paying off Kenneth Copeland and all them to like put out pro-Russia propaganda and shit. Anyway.
Order of God, man, woman, children.
Yeah, you got it.
So
yeah, she nailed it. Very good.
You do believe God and Christ, Christ and man over woman.
God and Christ. What is that one? Like, God's here, Christ is here. They're the same, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? They should be side by fucking side, genius. Like, what are you doing? They're the same thing. They're the same being, right? But they always do this. They're always just like, okay, God comes first, the Father, then the Son. So like he's below. Like, how are you? This is where I feel like the law of non-contradiction takes a huge fucking hit with these people. Like always with the Trinity. You know, it's just any way you swing it, you're violating the law of non-contradiction and the law of identity, which is arguably the same thing. But
woman over children.
Absolutely.
And so do you believe that women were created to lead or to follow?
I believe women were created to lead and follow with the respect of the husband giving the ordinance based upon what it is. Because you have a lot of women in leadership. You have a lot of women in leadership, and you have men that don't believe that women should be in leadership.
Yeah, you're talking
I know
to
where
one.
you're going. You're conservative.
You're talking to one. Yeah.
I've done my research.
Amazing.
So if you have a woman
Amazing.
that is leading, the Lord would not.
His amazings just like kill me. I don't know why. This is so funny. Hey, Blood Badger, what's up, dude? So Jesse is real life Uncle Ruckus. That's right. From the Boondocks. Yeah. All he's missing is a tuba playing whenever he shows up as his theme. Hell yeah, that's right. That's from the Boondocks is like tuba thing. Yeah, that dude. Yeah, that guy's terrible. Uncle Ruckus is the worst. And you're right. Jesse Lee Peterson is basically, he's just, yeah, the self-hating, black guy or whatever, right?
Not have governed Mary to be in a position that she has to lead if Joseph was not necessary.
Right. Hey, Deep State, what's up, dude? Said Flashpoint is a disgusting network. Yeah, absolutely. But like, I bet you, like, especially like Flashpoint, I bet you will be there. I bet you OAN. I think Newsmax was like sued out of existence already, right? Because of all the fucking whatever it was, the misinformation about the election and all that, and the voting machines that got sued. But yeah, I bet you OAN and Flashpoint, we're gonna find out real soon that they're being paid by like Russians to put out like pro-Russia, anti-Ukraine shit, and pro-Trump. They really want Trump to win. That's
so
figure.
I believe in the principles of leadership, but I believe in the heart of understanding who is going to lead and what area and why. Because my husband drives truck. I can't get on a truck and drive a truck unless I set on a leadership to teach me how to do it.
What?
But God
So
would
I
never
believe in leadership with understanding.
God would never put women over men to lead them. Why would God call a woman to be a preacher or a pastor when he would never put, because women were created to follow and not to lead. And God even said that every time the man listened to the woman, he suffered.
Where does he get that from? He repeats that a lot. He said that in literally every single conversation like this that I've watched, and they've spanned several years. Like I said, like the 3 that I've watched was Ray Comfort, Jesse Lee Peterson. He said it in that one, that every time you listen to a woman, you suffer, because he was telling Ray Comfort he shouldn't listen to his wife and yada yada. Then it was Jacqueline Glenn. He said the same thing. Every time you listen to a woman, you suffer. And then he was trying to say that there's like demons controlling women or something. And then now he's saying it now. It's like, my goodness, he just repeats this one fucking thing. Every time you listen to women, you suffer.
Why would God call a woman to be a preacher when he knows that the man going to suffer every time he listens to her?
Where the fuck?
Because Galatians 3.
I'm sorry?
Because of Galatians 3.
Of Galatians. Yeah. Like look at the gals, right? That's right. Guys and gals, Galatians. That's right. 3. Like that. Oh, that's not. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a Bible. There's a book in the Bible called Galatians. I'm sorry. I thought it was a thing that she was.
Gallons of 3?
Galatians 3.
Yeah, gallons of 3.
Oh, in the Bible.
The Bible. I don't read the Bible.
I'm sorry?
Because of Galatians 3.
Of gallons of 3?
Galatians
of 3.
3.
Oh, in the Bible. Meaning what?
Yeah, you are a pastor, so you know this?
You don't know the verse? You don't know the verse? Huh? She said Galatians 3.
Okay, let me read it for you. Galatians 3, 28 and 29. There is neither Jew nor Greek. There is neither slave or free. There is neither male nor female. For you are all one in Christ Jesus.
Right.
And if you are...
His dad, this was like, remember, Jesse, whenever you listen to a woman, you suffer. Right, like write that down, okay? Make sure. I'm going to keep telling you about this your whole life, Jesse, little Jesse.
Christ, with an S. And you are Abraham's offspring.
The fuck was that?
Heirs according to the promise. That's what justifies me saying, yes. Let's talk biblically. Since you don't want to talk about the book, let's do it. The Bible declares that this woman named Deborah, who was a prophetess, and her husband.
They were fucking glasses right there. Those were those are some reading glasses. I would hope they're just for reading and never anything else. They're massive. Those things are huge. Holy shit.
Who knew that she could lead. The Bible said her husband's name was Labbath. The Bible states that this woman led. And I believe that sometimes leadership is necessary
But she only
Why
led because she listened to men. A man. She wasn't leading on her own. She had a man leading her, and she was
Right.
putting
So
out
it
instructions.
goes back to
But
what
I
said.
want to know, why do you think God would call a woman to be head over men, when on the other hand he said that every time you listen to the woman you suffer?
But you
What? He just keeps repeating himself. He's just like, but what? No, I know like what you're saying and everything, but what about? And then repeats his fucking question. She's like, yeah, I don't, there's this part of the Bible where the woman does lead or whatever. This is the problem with, I think, people trying to take the Bible and make it not mean what it means or whatever, try to like make it like more palatable or whatever. Just throw the fucking thing out, dude. Like, just get rid of it. Like, why? Because this is what you're forced to do then, is play all these fucking games where you're trying to find, well, what about this other Bible verse that contradicts those verses, which there's plenty of that. You're always going to be able to find verses in the Bible that contradict other verses in the Bible, and you're always going to be able to make your case for just about anything. It doesn't really matter what it is, because you could pull up Esther or whatever, you could just find a bunch of parts of the Bible where you could like make your case. But that's never going to get rid of the verses that say that women need to shut the fuck up. And there's a lot of them, there's a lot of verses that are very misogynistic and everything. And it forces these folks to have to play these stupid fucking games. It's just like, it's just sad to me. I just feel bad for these people that have to do this. And it's like, but they'll do it. They'll do it. And they'll sit there and try to find every argument they can in the Bible to try to make the case that they should be allowed to, like, be treated equally with men. Why, people like Jesse are like, hell no, you don't get to treat it equally. You got to sit down and be quiet. And actually, you should be covering your head. Why? How come your head's not covered right now? You're making some men sin, because apparently uncovered heads make penises hard or something. I don't know.
you're kind of in
Oh, and if you want your penis to be hard, if you have one, that is, just saying. If you have a vagina, you can make that wet with this stuff, right? Same concept, right? Either way, go to adamandeve.com. Enter that code word Brentley at checkout, and you can get 50% off almost any one item, 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. So go to adamandeve.com and enter that code word Brentley. That's Brently, and check out. And Adam and Eve is they're just the best. They're America's favorite online sex dispensary. Save yourself a trip to the store, and just go online here and get the box sent directly to you. Save your hands from getting all sticky at the in-person store, right? You don't have to talk to that guy that's like works behind the desk there, and he's somehow like bald but also has like long hair, you know what I mean? Like it's just like down to his shoulder, but it's like he's also bald. Like it's a weird, it always works that way. Okay. And he's got like a peach fuzz mustache, right? But he's like in his 40s or whatever. It's weird. They all look like this. They all have that same exact look. There's going to be somebody in the chat that's like, I feel personally attacked. Why are you describing what I look like? Okay. And saying I work at a porn shop. I only worked there for like a couple summers just to pay for college. Okay. Anyway, go to adamandeve.com, enter that code word Brentley at checkout, and get your exclusive offer. All right. Back to the stupid. I don't know.
the Old Testament, right? And so because you're going Old Testament.
It's not even a Testament thing though, dude, because like what he's talking about is the fucking New Testament. It's Paul. Paul was the one that hated women. Okay. That's New Testament. Now you could go, if you're talking New Testament, you could go like in the direction of the teachings of Jesus, and that's it. That's it. That's all you can do, delete every other part of the book, just take exactly the red letters of Jesus, and you might have to sell yourself a case there. But that's it.
I do understand what you're saying with respect.
And what am I saying?
What you're saying is you don't believe women should lead.
No, I'm trying. Not only do I not believe it, I know for a fact that
women are stupid. They're all stupid, and they shouldn't be leading.
God would not put a woman over a man, because that's not his order. And he said, well, every time you listen to the woman, if you notice, every time the man listens to the woman, He suffers. So why
How
would
many
he call
times has he said that now? Should we keep track? Like that was probably like what, the 5th fucking time he said the same goddamn thing?
a woman to be a preacher or a pastor or a teacher over men when he knows that the man going to suffer every time he listens to the woman?
So because
Pragmatic Crystal said, Jesse is so freaked out by women. I know, because he's gay, and he doesn't. That's why, like, he literally hates women because he just likes men, right? Specifically alpha male, which, you know, another indicator of being gay or whatever, or at least enjoying gay power play, right? Because why are you all obsessed with alphas and betas and stuff, right? That's a very sexual thing, right? That's the only time when alpha and beta, whatever this all that type of stuff, you know, dominant, submissive, like that's the only time that stuff is appropriate, okay, and normal and fun, right? Kind of fun to mess around with, right? You know, I could go into detail, but I'm not going to. I'm had a couple people ask me, don't go into detail about the sex stuff anymore, and I said, all right, I won't, okay. But I still feel like it was fun. It was good, you know. I think they were good details that are fun to think about.
Because you have been engaged twice and never married, and because you are a conservative.
What? Did she say? Hold on. Did she say you've been engaged twice and have never gotten married? Is that true?
So because you have been engaged twice and never married, and because you are a conservative,
low blow, boom.
You're speaking from your perspective.
No, read from the Bible.
No.
No, that is in the Bible.
Yeah, it's still your perspective of the Bible, genius.
So hold on. Let's do this rhetorically. Rhetorically, let me ask you this. If God did not intend for leaders to be women, why would he make the opportunity for women leadership? Biblically, Paul said
God did not make the opportunity for women to lead.
No,
men are weak, and they allow that to happen. If men were not weak, there would be no way women would be in leadership roles.
What? If men were not weak, there's no way women would ever be in any leadership roles? What are you talking like? So basically saying that, like, so he thinks that it's so bad when women have roles of power that he's like, and they're so just not human, I guess, or whatever, that it's, you got to blame the men that allowed the women to be allowed to have those positions. It's their fault. It's the men, because if they were strong men, they'd have just told that woman, no, you go sit down in the corner and get back in the kitchen, okay? That's it. No, you know, that's how we do here, right? Because we're all strong men. And that means that women should never even have a chance. Deep State said glaciers. Glaciers 3. And yes, I purposefully misspelled it. Oh, you did? Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know how to spell Galatians. Galatians. But yeah, that's wow. That is some serious anti-feminist hate. That's crazy.
Well, maybe that's why we are in leadership roles, baby.
I'm sorry?
Maybe that's why we are in leadership roles.
Because men are weak.
Because remember, submission means to submerge. And I think
it doesn't mean that at all. I don't know where you keep getting that from. That's not
what happens to individuals. They are not understanding that women are supposed to submit, but give us something to submit to. But like I said earlier, it is an understanding. I think people who kind of don't believe women should be in leadership.
It's not that I don't believe it. I know they shouldn't be in leadership because
that's not something you know or don't know. That's just like what you subjectively think according to like your interpretation of the Bible, man. That's not like, why does he keep saying I know for a fact? Like, I know for a fact that I don't believe women should be in leadership roles.
It's not my opinion. It's not the order of God.
So why would God present the opportunity?
God doesn't present that opportunity at all. That is allowed. That is allowed by men because the men are weak.
Okay.
If men
No.
we repeated
It's like trying to argue with a toddler, man. Like a very misogynist toddler. God damn, he's the worst. Left-handed Jedi said, "Tell me you are a misogynistic pig without telling me you are one." Yeah, exactly. Although he'll just tell you, "I am a misogynist pig." I don't even care. Okay, I am. Well, minus the pig. I'm just a misogynistic motherfucker. Alpha male. Beta. Scotty said, "Begging for crumbs from the master's table." That's right. Yep.
Bible says.
But if men were not weak, there's no way that women would be in leadership.
This is the most insane.
Well, that's your opinion, and you.
No,
and
that's
you're
not my
entitled to it.
opinion. That's from the word. It's in the word.
Where, man? Like he just always says that stuff's in the Bible, but like everybody has like proven that he doesn't read the Bible like at all. Ray got him cornered with it. I think even Jacqueline Glenn did too. It was like, but doesn't the Bible say this? And like, oh, I read that book. I don't really do it.
But let's go to the word, because the Bible declares that. Remember Phoebe. Remember these women in the gospel.
From Phoebe was from Friends, dude. She wasn't in the gospel. What are you talking about? Okay. I mean, she was probably the coolest character on that show, too, right? Right? I would agree. Yeah, she was the coolest out of everybody. Everybody else is kind of assholes. She was like sort of the only one that wasn't an asshole. Anyway.
Paul said it. He said, these women in the gospel.
But those women were led by
And
men.
so, wait a minute.
He will not let her finish.
Do you believe? Now, I'm going to answer this. Do you believe that God can do all things but fail?
I'm sorry?
Do you believe that God can do all things but fail?
God can do anything that he wants. He has.
And so.
Except for fail, because he can't. Even if he wants to fail, he's not allowed. He can't.
You just answered my question.
But that's not why women are in leadership.
But baby,
women are in so-called leadership because the men are weak. And if you notice, the more they allow women to take over.
What you just said. You're contradicting what you just said.
But if you notice, the more women are taking over, the worse things are becoming.
The more, listen to him. He said, the more women take over, the more he thinks that's like what's to blame for everything. Wow, dude. He's like, you can see the correlation is clear. Okay. The more that women have been allowed to like have to be able to do stuff, gay people are just like out in the streets being prideful and stuff. That's their fault. That's the women's fault. Okay. Because it wouldn't, obviously there's more women in leadership roles, and look, there's more gay people now. Like what that's proof right there. That's proof. Okay.
You're contradicting what you just said.
What do you mean?
Because you sat there on your beautiful leather couch and you stated that I believe God can do anything he wants.
I know he can.
Just wait a minute.
What is his problem with the like belief and knowing thing? Like he just, I don't know what he thinks he means when he's saying this. Like, I don't believe it. I know it.
Let me help you. Because now you've dug a hole and let's try to get you out. Because you stated openly that God can do anything he wants. So are you dictating the hand of God? Because you just said he can do anything he wants.
Boom. Yeah.
But I don't understand the point you're trying to make.
No. It's very clear.
I think what she's trying to say, and correct me if I'm wrong, Chad, if I get something wrong here. I think what she's trying to say is that God can do anything he wants. And if there are women in leadership roles, it's because God put those women in leadership roles. Otherwise, they would not be there. I think that's what she's saying. I'm not sure, but that's the way these conversations always are just so funny to me, because I'm just like, y'all are crazy. Like, but I mean, obviously he's the most crazy out of the two here, but it's not saying much.
What does that have to do with women in leadership?
No, listen to what you said, baby. You said, I believe.
Look at it. Baby. No, you call only men get to call me baby, okay?
God can do
I'm older than you. How can I be your baby?
Because right now.
I'm not your baby.
Okay, sir.
That is so weird. So if you can't call somebody baby that's older than you? Okay. I didn't know that rule.
God, you said God can do anything he wants. You said that.
Exactly.
You said it bold.
Yeah. Drusilla said it's weak men that are afraid of women leading. 100%. Oh yeah. And that is Jesse like to a fucking T. Like it's crazy, his disdain and his fear. It's not even as much disdain. I mean, it is, but it's fear. He's afraid of women being in charge for some reason. Like I don't understand what his deal is, other than he's literally just the He-Man woman hating gay guy that is also hates gay people and hates that about himself, but really hates women because he's got nothing to do. He's got no reason for him, literally at all. He's not sexually attracted. He's just nothing. There's nothing there. You know what I mean? But it's just funny. It's crazy. Deep State said, "Why would anyone want to marry either of them?" I don't know. I mean, she seems okay. She's not too bad, right? Him, I don't know. I have no idea why anybody would want to marry him, but sounds like she's saying that he's never been married, but was engaged twice. I don't know. I think I might know why those have fallen apart. Right? They went through his phone. Right? He left that web page up on the computer when he went to the bathroom, and then the fiance came in and was like, "Oh hell no, you're watching gay porn. We're over. Okay." That's got to be it. Because like he did get caught. He did get caught like liking some very severe, like explicit gay content on Twitter and forgot. It was funny. It was funny when he got caught. But anyway.
I know, but what's your point? God,
So the point
everybody
is,
knows God can do what he wants.
That if a God can do whatever he wants, he cannot turn the heart of the king.
What?
The Bible said that he has the ability to turn the heart of the king.
What does that have to do with women in leadership, though?
Because you just said that God can do anything he wants.
Are you saying God put women in leadership?
I'm saying God can do whatever he wants.
Are
I'm
you saying
exactly
that God put women in leadership?
God
make your
can
point,
do
lady.
whatever he wants.
Are you saying that God put women in leadership? I'm asking that.
I'm saying God can put anybody in the seat.
We know that. One more time because I need to move on. Are you saying that God put women in leadership over men?
No, that's what you said. I am saying.
No, I'm asking you, are you saying that?
I'm saying God can put women in leadership.
God can, but he doesn't.
He does.
No, he doesn't.
Then why are women in leadership roles, dude? The all-powerful magical being that we all know exists, like put them there. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to get there, buddy. I mean, come on, do some better thinking. All right.
So you mean to tell me that
smelly cat rules? Oh yeah.
The Immaculate Conception, Mary, that she was necessary. That God chose a woman to bear his son. That's how necessary women are.
But that didn't make Mary a leader, though.
No shit, really? So Drusilla said that thing. It is. These are always very entertaining to me. I always, and it's funny because like half the time I don't even have to, we just sit here and watch because it's just that absurd and fascinating. But he said they saw the Grindr app. I see what you're saying. Like the fiance saw the Grindr. We're like, why are you in Speedos, teabag Speedos, in this thing here? What is going on? Huh? Asking for a man to give it to your heart or something like that. Lord of the Pies. What's up, dude? Said Jesse, if you're a Christian, you can't really hold her to that. You can't preach from two different books at once. You can't preach from two different books at once. I'm not sure exactly if I understand what you mean. Like which book, like the Bible and like a different book? I don't know what you mean exactly. Can't preach from Old and New Testament. Gotcha. Okay. You can't preach from the Old and New Testament at once. Okay. Well, don't they go kind of in tandem, right? But that's sort of the problem with this whole thing, is that none of it actually goes together. You have to fucking do this insane mental gymnastics just grasping, just apophenia gone mad to try to make sense out of the Old Testament into the New Testament, into like the Acts and all that, or the Old Testament into the Gospels, into the Paul and all of his shit, right? It's, you have to go basically just, you know, tie your brain into pretzels to make this shit make sense, which is why you have so many different denominations, so many different interpretations of those denominations, and so on and so forth. But it's because if you started it from the beginning, right, and just read the whole thing, there's no possible fucking way you'd come to the conclusion that, oh man, Jesus died for everybody's sins, and I got to do, you know, I got to say a prayer and ask God into my heart, and then if I ask God into my heart, then I can be a Christian. Like, you're never going to get any of that from those books. Like, it's just because it's all self-contradict. None of it, like the Old Testament was a completely different religion. It didn't even have like hell in it. Like, really, it was just, everything was totally different, and they just like smash it all together, and then are just trying to rationalize around all of it. It's fucking crazy. Anyway, what were you saying? Oh yeah, can't preach from the wall. Oh yeah. But I'd say that the women aren't allowed to do shit. That is both in the Old and New Testament. So I don't, it's just not in the Gospels. She could probably, is it even in the Gospel? Trying to remember now, like, you know, maybe Jesus might have even said something about that now that I think about it. You know what I mean? Hey, wow, Pandora's, thank you so much. Pandora's Pinata said, without your commentary, watching this would feel like a frontal lobotomy. That's that that's what I try to provide, non-frontal lobotomies. I do rectal lobotomies. That's my thing. You know, I want it to feel like a rectal lobotomy. Just hitting that guy G-spot. You know what I'm saying? Just wiggling it all around. No, thank you so much. That's awesome. Holy shit. 10 E's. That's an E. Well, that's a backwards 3 of some sort. Yeah, that's a backwards 3. I don't know what that is, but 10 of them. Thank you. Holy shit. That's awesome. Yeah, I think that's a euro. Is that a euro? I'd imagine. I have no idea, but thank you. Which I think are almost, they're about as same thing as the American dollar, which is the king of all dollars, right? I don't think it is, actually. I don't even think it's the most valuable. Anyway, but thank you so much. Appreciate that. That's awesome. Lord Dissident said, give them the gloves and put them in the ring. She would beat the fuck out of them. Okay, it'd be over, right? You know, and she wouldn't even have to use those fucking those saber-tooth claws that she's got going on there. She wouldn't even need that. She could just beat him with the gloves. Just, I mean, he already kind of looks like that already happened, but it would look even worse, I think, at some point.
She was just a virgin, hadn't done anything wrong, so she was able to have
I believe
baby.
I believe this is my perspective.
But she wasn't a leader.
I believe by her saying okay to every bit of ridicule, rumors, and slander because of the way the Immaculate Conception came about, it put her in a level of leadership.
No,
because
it did not at all.
Wait a minute. This I'm saying.
But it did not put her in leadership.
He's just like, will not let her finish
At all.
Okay, so
she's the mother of God, bro. She's the mother of God, bro. Don't they say it that way? I remember, like, that was like my family's big problem. Whether they would just repeat that they say mother of God. You can't see, that's putting, you know what that's doing? It's putting like Mary up above God. Mother of God that is evil. All right, Catholics are all just terrible people. Plus, they think that it's actually cannibalism when they do the very normal ritual of drinking the blood and eating the flesh. They think it actually turns into blood and flesh, which is gross. That is gross. That kind of takes the thing that we are doing and makes it gross. Just that's it, you know. It's kind of.
So
she was just the oven that carried the bread. Once he put the bread, the bacon in the oven, she was just a bread holder. That's all.
Okay.
What? The bake? Where did the bacon come into? She's like, that is just the oven. Mary was just the oven, and the bacon was up on the skillet, right? And then you take the eggs and you pour the bacon in the eggs, and then you flip it. You fold it in half, right? And then you flip that, and that would not be an omelet. They don't have those at Cracker Barrel. You know that? No omelets. No omelets at Cracker Barrel. No. Anyway.
Okay. No. That's your opinion. But
no, it's not. That's not my opinion.
My perspective is the fact that she took an assignment to lead the way of the Messiah's birth.
No.
She led the way.
No, you're making this out to be something that's not true. But let me ask.
It's so fun to like sit here and watch these people fight about this book that is completely insane. And they're just gonna sit there and like it's so angry about this, like, and he's just like, no, it's not like that. And she's like, that's your opinion. No, it's not. No, I don't have opinions. I have the exact word of God that I know and interpret perfectly in accordance to what God actually meant by everything. Nothing's my opinion.
Let me ask you this.
That God can do anything.
Mary.
But now you're backtracking.
Hello? I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Hello?
Because you're saying if God can do anything, he can't make women leadership?
He could, but he won't. He doesn't break,
but he won't.
He doesn't change his rules at all. God is not going to change his order just to please a woman. Believe me.
God can do whatever he wants.
We know that. You keep repeating that, but he's still not going to change his order to make a woman a leader. He's not going to do that.
But see, you don't believe that.
No, I know that.
No. But are you God?
Let me ask you this.
Oh,
I know.
Are you God? Answer that question right now. Okay, this is not rhetorical. Answer it.
I know that God doesn't change his order at all. He'll let you suffer until you come to his order. He's not coming to you down.
She's like, my goodness, hold on. Let's do this.
Let me ask you this. I know that God doesn't change his order at all. He'll let you suffer until you come to him.
Oh man, he would have been slapped like 7 times now if they were on the stage. He's lucky. He's lucky she didn't have her to the actual studio.
His order. He's not coming to you down to your out of order or disorder life. But let me ask, if your husband told you that you could not be a pastor, you need to stay home and watch over the children, be his wife, and cook and clean, you cannot be a pastor. Would you stop? Would you step down?
Okay. We'll get back to that in 1 second. Lord Diston has a very important point to make here. And he said that if men are lambs and they follow the shepherd, and Mary is a shepherd, there is a woman leading. And we all know that Mary had a little lamb. That means that Mary clearly was a shepherd, right? And so Mary leads the men. So, I mean, that is rock solid reasoning there, just rock solid biblical reasoning because of the Bible story about Mary having the little lamb. So that's what? Oh, that's not a Bible. Get me all thrown off. That's not a Bible verse, dude. That's just a song. That's just a kid's song. Right? That's it. Yeah, it's just a kid's song, dude. What do you?
Well, to answer your question,
let me go back.
Watch over the children, be his wife, and cook and clean. You cannot be a pastor. Would you stop? Would you
God, he's such a piece of shit. Oh my God. All right, hold on.
Be a pastor. You need to stay home and watch over the children, be his wife, and cook and clean. You cannot be a pastor. Would you stop? Would you step down?
Well, to answer your question truthfully, one, he wouldn't do that.
I'm asking you, if he told you that, would you step down?
If he asked me that, he would have to give me a reason. And if the reason was good enough, I would do it.
If your husband told you to step down, you can no longer be a pastor. You need to be a wife and a mama to the children. You would do that?
If he would ask me that, I would do that.
No.
Okay. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I'll do it if God asked for that, but he didn't. Because here's the thing. We all get to make up whatever we think God wants us to do. So we can just decide, God didn't do that. That's not what God did. All right. And you can't prove that he didn't say that or whatever, right? Because we all can just make it up. Blood Badger said, I feel bad for having to talk to Jesse. I feel bad for everybody that has to talk to Jesse. I feel bad for the fucking barista at Starbucks that has to try to figure out what this guy's saying at the Starbucks. I just, I feel bad for them too, right? Plus he's probably judging them for being too feminine or something, right? So that's how baristas are. Baristas are real feminine, right? That's a normal thing. I don't know if that's true. Deep State said, to be fair, Debbie did lead the armies of Israel. Debbie? Who's Debbie? Little Debbie? No, that is a brand of snacks. Okay.
Nice. There you
I know
go.
what you're talking about.
But he ain't gonna do that.
But you don't know that.
When I married my husband and I had an understanding, and he was a pastor before I was, believe it or not. So we pastored together. I do believe that the Bible says, with all thy getting understanding.
Native Atheist said, Starbucks workers don't get paid enough. And while I think there's a broader conversation we can have about that, and I think you're right, and they are also currently, I think, going through some kind of unionization process, right? But yeah, Starbucks, while they just in general don't get paid enough for the work that they do, they absolutely don't fucking get paid enough to deal with his fucking crazy ass. You know what I mean? Like that should be, you just should automatically, that barista that has to deal with him should automatically get like a $4 fucking raise just for having to talk to that guy once every couple of days, or probably every day. Now I think about it,
Understanding. And so I believe that making decisions based upon biblical and natural, you come with a clearer understanding. And so I have an understanding. And
But
so
what would happen if you realize, oh my God, I'm allowing this woman to be over me by allowing her to be a pastor? That's wrong. It's not good for her, and it's not good for the church. I'm gonna have her step down and be a wife and a mother. You would say okay to that?
If, and the word is if that was something
you would say okay to that?
If it was something we both agreed to.
But even if you didn't agree to it, would you obey him and step down?
I would obey my husband if he asked me that.
Deep State said, Debbie, in the Bible story in the book of Judges. Okay. I don't, that's a book I don't think I've read in a long time at all. I don't even know if I read it like when I was a Christian. I feel like that was one of those book. Oh no, I'm thinking of Kings. No, both of them, doesn't matter. But no, I don't. That's funny. I didn't know there was a Debbie in the Bible. That just doesn't feel like a Bible name, right? Debbie, right? That feels like your buddy's mom, right? That's your buddy's mom's name, right? That's what that feels like. Giselle said they're both pasteurized. What? Pasteurized? Pasteurized? Is that? Yes, they both are pasteurized, but not like milk, like people that teach the Bible stuff. Pandora's Pinata said, point for Catholicism, that barista has a path to sainthood. Yeah. Right. That's how you become a saint, right? You got to deal with somebody. That's some suffering, right? That is hardcore suffering. It's almost equal to those people that slap their back and whip themselves with the fucking cat of nine tails or whatever they do, that whole thing.
Amazing. So let me ask.
But he ain't gonna do that.
But you don't know that. He may wake up one day and realize he was wrong for allowing you to be a pastor when he realized that it's not from God.
Okay, so
he's like, but he's wrong about that. So she's like, if he did tell me to step down, I would. And he's like, well, he's going to figure out one day that he is actually wrong about that. And should have asked you to step down a long time ago. That was my point right there.
Can I ask you a question since you're asking all the questions? Let me ask you one.
Well, I'm asking questions because of my show. What?
Are you married?
No.
That's exactly why you're not.
Why is
Because
that?
the Bible says,
People always
all
say
thy
that.
getting, get an understanding. Remember, you were engaged twice. You
I'm
didn't marry at
telling
all.
you-
You're 72.
Oh, boom, low blow. There you go. Just like, remember, you were engaged twice and never married, and that's why, because you're obsessed with women not being allowed to do anything other than cooking and cleaning and staying, and doing all the taking care of the babies or whatever the fuck.
I'm
So which
telling you
means
this
that-
about,
wait a
I'm
minute.
telling you
Which
guys
means
order
that-
and you're
Which
disagreeing with
means
it.
which means that at some point you got to compromise and you got to get an
No.
understanding about what's befitting.
You're never supposed
for
to
the house.
compromise with
And
a
so
woman.
my husband,
You're never supposed to compromise with a woman. Yep. She actually she pinpointed the reason that he doesn't have a wife. Straight up. Holy shit. You never compromise. Wow, what a fucking idiot. Like, what? How could that possibly ever be a relationship? Even in like a Christian household, right? Where like they do believe that the woman is like, under the male or whatever, or like, like the man leads and Jesus, Jesus the head of the household, or Jesus leads and then the man and then the woman and then the kids, whatever. Even from that standpoint, you'd still have to compromise on shit at some point. And he's like, no, you never compromise. You tell her what to do, she does it, or or nothing at all. There is no, okay, but can I do it after this? No. You do it right then when I tell you to do whatever it is. Okay, it doesn't. No compromise. All right, Jesus, fucking asshole. Wow. Yeah, I know. That's exactly. You can't listen while your mouth is flapping, right? And he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to listen. He's not. She's the one that's supposed to do the listening, right? He's the man here. What is he? Was he some kind of beta?
husband and I have an understanding.
Amazing.
We have an understanding. In
Amazing.
fact, my husband is a man that pushes and he supports and vice versa. And that's why I'm happily married. And sir, you will not.
Amazing. So let me ask.
Boom. That was a low blow, and I'm here for it. That was awesome. He's like, that's why I'm married, and you are not. That because also you're gay. There's that whole thing about you being gay and all that, which again, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with being gay, of course. But he hates gay people, right? And everybody else, for that matter. But yeah, she was just like, that's why you're not married. And look at that face. She's like, got him, nailed him. Look at him down. And he's like, oh, you should. Anyway,
Do you believe that that Jesus is the Son of God or God?
I believe Jesus is the Son of
Okay.
God.
oh, already messed up. Okay, Jesus is God. And and Jesse knows that for a fact. It's not a belief. He knows all the stuff that he believes or whatever. Wormfood said, Thelka, what? And Pauline, apostle appointed by Paul himself, scholars consider her gospel more canon than most of the Pauline letters, but misogynistic Catholic Church fathers couldn't let a woman lead. That was, what is it? Thecla was an Pauline apostle. I have no idea what you're referring to. What is Pauline? I've never heard of that. Is that like a book that was like part of the Apocrypha or something that wasn't actually considered part of the Bible or something? Or am I not knowing about, is that a book of the Bible that I'm unfamiliar with? I don't know. I don't know any of this stuff. That's interesting though. Deep State said, after this stream, please go and watch the last DSA stream. It's actually 1 hour, and I have an announcement of something coming up. Cool. Yeah, we'll check it out. Hell yeah. Deep State Annex. We'll go check it out after we get out of here. Hell yeah. I realized he did streams. That's cool. Oh yeah. Oh, Dan said, you can't listen while you're out. Oh yeah, we did that one. That's right. Let's see. Lord Dissident said, even Jesse's dog ran away from him. Yeah. Who would want to deal with this person? Who would want to deal with this narcissistic psycho, dude? And Allison Hell, as always. Allison just reporting from hell. That's what he just drives trucks all around hell, I guess. That's just, he's a hell delivery truck driver guy. Just driving from here to there in hell. As I said, John Benning, his boyfriend, frowns upon Jesse Lee Peterson married to a what? Drew unbending his boyfriend frowns upon Jesse Lee Peterson married to a woman. I don't understand at all. Let's see. Lieutenant Jenna said, she's giving him the mama stink eye. That's right. And she nailed it too. That is one thing she's got fucking down, dude. And that was a really good knockdown because it's absolutely true. The fact that like you're never going to get married if you can't compromise at all. That's insane. Who the fuck? Wow. That is like the craziest. No idea what to even do with that. Like you're going to be alone forever, Jesse. That's the point there. You're going to die alone. Okay. But Drusilla said, wonder what or who made him hate women. Yeah, it's his mom. His mom was like mean to him or something, She made fun of him for not being tough enough, right? And now he hates women, and is obsessed with alpha males.
And what do you think of those pastors who are teaching that Jesus is God?
I mind my business because the Bible said, let every man work out his own soul salvation.
Do you think?
And so I don't get in the business of everyone else. I only concerned about the goodies and Unity Charlotte International.
But is it good that these people are teaching that Jesus is God rather than the Son?
That's your opinion.
No, I'm asking you.
You see,
I'm
you're conservative. Why you go on that binge? You can't bring me there. Next question.
Conservative.
I can't bring you.
Next question. No, moving on. Because I kind of don't blame her with this one because what the fuck? Like, why is he pressing her on this? Who gives a shit, dude? Like, is he the son of God or is he God? And it's funny though, because this is like something that would shatter relationships and stuff when I was like going to church and everything. Like people would literally fight about this stupid shit. Right. This was usually the topic that caused my dad to be at the door with the Jehovah's Witnesses for like 4 hours because we're like, you guys say that Jesus is just the son of God. And we say that Jesus is God. And then they're like, no, you see, look at this Bible verse right here. And then they go, oh, no, but look, Jesus says, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. It's like, it's pathetic. But they, that's something that they really think is something serious.
What I'm not going to do, I believe in conflict resolution. And I do know, I do know how and why people operate in your specific position as a conservative.
That's some deep lore right there, Gisela said. Maybe it was a woman speech therapist, and he blamed her for not ever fixing it. Yeah, that's right. That's why he talks like that, and he won't ever go back to get it fixed, right? Because of that one fucking lady. That's right. Left-handed Jenna said, "Move along. Nothing to see here, Jesse." Oh, that's awesome.
Conservative, but when it comes down to certain things, I am concerned what God put in my hand.
Are you a conservative?
No.
Are you liberal?
Oh shit.
No, I'm not answering
what?
that.
You're not answering that either.
I'm not. No, I'm not answering that. The fuck? That's where I wanted to get into that conversation. God damn it.
Well,
Look, lady, at some point you're gonna have to answer a fucking question here. Okay. Now, I know the guy that's asking them is completely incoherent, but still,
You have a right not to answer that. That's totally right. But let me ask.
I will say this. I am bipartisan about some things.
Oh, okay.
Some things.
Okay. Well, if you
I'm
don't
bipartisan about some things.
I understand if you don't want to talk about your politics. Do you support abortion?
I don't want to talk. I understand if you don't want to talk about politics. Do you support abortion, though? That's not politics?
I think it's horrible. Because whether you like it or not, I am a pastor. And the majority of the people that I speak with are women. I had a young lady who was raped by a biological father. She was raped. What do you do when a woman is raped by her biological father?
You let her.
What do you do?
You encourage her to have the baby and put her up for adoption.
What?
Okay.
The father? Oh my God. That is twisted, dude. That is twisted. So you would want that young lady to like have to have the deformed, like that is so sick. Wow. What? See, and that's exactly like that. His like hatred of women really does come out in like a bunch of different ways, and that's a serious one. To think that like she should not have the right to end a pregnancy, even when the pregnancy was forced on her, and it was something from her biological father. So it's absolutely going to be deformed to the point where it could like it could really hurt her too. Like there's just so many like childbirth a lot of times does completely change the body of the woman in the first place, just altogether. Like that's why they shouldn't have to go through with it uh, at all, because it's just like, but Jesus, when it's your father doing it, my God, that's fucking crazy. I'm just kind of like taking, wow. Jesus Christ. Sorry, yo. It's like I got nothing. I don't even Jesus. What a sick fuck. That's it.
So her mental health is not important.
Wow.
And I believe that sometimes you have to be very mindful that you can't change everybody's choices. We would love everyone to do what they have to do to have children. But the reality is everyone is not going to agree with what we deem necessary and right. And so therefore, I can't force anyone.
Okay. I'm not really sure what you're trying to say. You're saying it's always the one that's always the one extreme instance used as an example, though. That stuff is rare. It doesn't matter. Who gives a fuck if it's rare? It happens. And it's just making the point though, too. I disagree just fully. I think that women should not have to do anything with their body that they don't want to, right? And they should be allowed to have sex all they want, and then not have to have not have to take the baby to term if that's not something they want to do. People have sex, and people don't always have sex just to have babies, right? And it's perfectly reasonable to me to be able to have as much sex as you want and then stop the pregnancy if they end up being pregnant and they have not done anything wrong in these situations at all. But and it makes good sense that they should be allowed to do that. Right? Just from a legal basis, just out the gate, because like nobody else has right to your body. If I told you I was going to die, and if I didn't get your kidney, there's nothing you're not legally liable to give me your kidney, even if I would die from that. So just on a legal basis, nobody has the right to anybody else's body. Yet they seem to think that they do, as long as it's a fetus inside, in the body of a woman. But no, yeah, I don't really give a shit. Like even though it's rare, it still doesn't matter. It happens, and women should have the right to their own body. It's crazy to think that they should have to force everybody, because and you got to remember too, like what this actually is. A lot of times, and it irritates me because I've heard like Bill Maher and shit, and it'll go on about, oh no, they don't actually want to control women. They just truly believe that it's a life, and all this. And it's like, they don't, when you say like they want to control women, they don't say that, because that's not true. But every single time you have these conversations with people that are pro-life, it always comes down to, well, they shouldn't have had sex. No, you can't just be having sex without consequences. You got to have, and because basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to vilify sex and like vilify women who have sex, right? And make it like they're living incorrectly, and that's why they should be punished for living incorrectly by being forced to have a baby that they don't want to have. And it's like, it always comes down to, well, they shouldn't have had sex, which is why that rape people bring up rape so often because like, okay, but everybody doesn't get pregnant necessarily from consensual sex. Like it does happen quite often actually, and it's not like you might be the father thing might be rare, but not even though it's not even that rare. Like most of the time, when you have these kinds of instances, a lot of times it is people in the household that are abusing children and stuff. So it's not actually that uncommon. But even still, I don't understand why that would matter. If it's rare, it still still needs to be legal. Like abortion absolutely needs to be legal, as far as I can tell. And most people, I would say, in the country all agree that that's true. Like that anytime that it's voted on, by by the actual people, everybody agrees that we need like common sense abortion laws that say that a woman should have the right to choose up until like several months. Like I feel like we could negotiate and meet in the middle somewhere. If I feel like Roe v. Wade was a perfect meeting in the middle, but that's been completely thrown back. So we kind of got to go with something else now. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like when people say that, oh, it's rare, because that was like an argument I used to say, oh, but that's so rare. So what? Still fucking happens right now because of these bans. We have women that are like, I feel like I just saw another story, and now of course it's eluding me. But like, we just had like a woman that like gave birth in the fucking hospital waiting room to a half dead fetus that was like literally it was dead, rotting inside of her, but because it wasn't fully dead, they couldn't do the procedure. They couldn't get it out of her because that was considered an abortion, and that doctor could have gone, it's a felony or whatever. Like they go to prison and shit, so they can't make a mistake. And so what it ends up, what it does is it frightens doctors to even get closer, because most people would be, oh, okay, with the life of the woman is in danger, well then of course you should be allowed to do it. But the problem is like, okay, how much in danger? 10%, 50%, 60%, like 30, 40, 50, like where? And it's not like the percentage is printed out on a fucking page somewhere. It's not like a doctor's like, oh, look right here, it says she is at 60% risk of dying if we don't get this fetus out. So it's all just like, it's messy, and it depends on the doctor trying to figure out like what's best for everybody. And doctors are not perfect, and everything isn't like just so cut and fucking dry, right? But that's what gets so difficult for these situations. But what ends up happening is they terrorize the doctors that just need to do just basic obvious procedures that they can't fucking do now because they've been banned, and the penalties are so severe that it's not even worth it for the doctors to risk it at all. And a lot of times these fucking psychos, these quote unquote pro-life psychos, will try to get the doctor in trouble, even if it is an obviously warranted abortion. Like with the 11-year-old, there was like 11-year-old girl who became pregnant, and they had to travel over state lines to get it. And the fucking pro-life psychos like actually were trying to prosecute that doctor for giving that abortion to that 11-year-old, who obviously couldn't have. Like it obviously absolutely had to happen that kid definitely needed to get that abortion, and they were still trying to fucking get him in trouble because they're that crazy and rabid. They've been brainwashed into like hating these doctors and stuff, and basically trying to they want so badly, like they just want blood so badly that they'll just decide that an obviously warranted abortion is not, that it still was just murder or whatever, even though it was like very clear if you look at the situation that it was like a woman was going to die if she didn't get the abortion and shit like that. They'll still go after them because they don't care. If they don't care about the woman, they don't care about anything. They care about their fucking bloodthirsty, their brainwashed crazy bullshit. And getting people in trouble because they feel like they're fucking superheroes saving the lives of the unborn or whatever. It's fucking frustrating.
To see my point of view. And so because I can't force anyone to see my point of view, I will keep my point on this view to myself.
So let me ask, There are a lot
Because
of,
I'm gonna be honest with you,
there are
a lot of
of,
times the African American women or men, when you think about slavery, and you think about how brutally our
make a
ancestors
long
were
story
raped.
short, because we ran out of time, and I want to,
No,
let me
let's
ask,
do it. You
so
brought it up. No,
yeah,
you
make
know
a
where I'm
long
going.
story
No,
short.
come on, conservative. You know where I'm going. Let's do it.
So, I
You
don't know where
had
you're
women
going.
who were
I don't know where
slaves.
you're going at all. What the?
Oh, yeah, you do. You're
No, no.
conservative.
Oh, thank you.
Come on, baby.
You keep,
That shit just irritates me with the fucking with abortion shit, because it's like people don't actually understand when, you know, people when these conservatives ban these sort of things, they don't understand the fallout. They just think that they're like saving lives or whatever, or just like making it so that you know, they stopping all of those like 9-month pregnant women from just walking into the abortion clinic. I don't know, all of a sudden I felt like I just don't want to have a baby all of a sudden. So let's go. They're just stopping them from doing that. And that's just not how it works at all. But anyway.
keep saying I'm
You
concerned.
had women and you had our ancestors who were raped. And they said, have that baby and get out on the field and work. Was that right?
Yes. It
That was right.
Yes.
So my ancestors being raped, and then Master said, get out there and work in that field.
You don't know one of your ancestors that was raped and went to the field.
What?
Well, if I'm black, I'm attached
You
to one of
just
them.
throwing that.
Yeah, we kind of know a bunch of. I mean, she doesn't know one specifically, but is he trying to say that was something that didn't happen, like really frequently, actually?
Out there, but let me ask.
No.
So
You don't think that you had ancestors that were raped?
let me ask. I don't think about that at all. But let me
Okay,
ask.
you're conservative. I get it. Go ahead.
Let me ask.
Conservatives don't think about that, and they try really hard not to think about the slavery thing. Yeah, that's what.
So for the record, you
So
don't
she
believe.
is saying that he's like, so you're conservative. So she's clearly like not conservative. It sounded like she was saying she was a bit more centrist or whatever, right? That she was like, I was like saying she goes both ways, right? You know, not like that. You're perfect. Come on.
Believe that the woman have the right to kill the baby in the womb.
You're trying to contort me to say something that I'm not. What
No, I
I
just
am
want to
going
know.
to say,
I just know. I want to be clear. You don't believe that a woman has the right to kill the baby in the womb.
I am saying
To kill the baby and the come on, dude.
that there are some
They have
women who unfortunately are going to make choices whether we agree or not. Whether we agree or not. I can say
No. I understand that. You're right about that.
I'm believing in abortion. Well, I don't know. That is really not for. I'm not. I would like to keep women from being suicidal. I would like to stop babies from being in the trash can like they just found over in Texas. But the truth of the matter, we can't determine that.
Right.
So I keep my
right, but just for the record, you don't agree that a woman has the right, because a lot of women are saying that, and women don't.
What the fuck are you talking about? I hate, it's like so annoying when people do these type of things. Okay, so he said everybody's peoples was slaves. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. That's just not true. I don't know where people get that from. They're like, well, if you go back in the distant, like 300, 400,000 fucking years ago, it's like everybody was owned by somebody at some point. So like, what the fuck is the point of that? I never understand what the point is when you're saying this. Are you saying that it doesn't matter? We shouldn't do anything to like, we shouldn't acknowledge slavery and chattel slavery and try to do anything to maybe fix it, or to like do anything to make up for that problem in the past, or just acknowledge it as a problem in the past that has like led to things happening in our, you know, like things being uneven for certain groups of people and systemically for different groups of people. We should just ignore all of that because, hey, everybody was, you know, everybody's peoples were slaves at some point, even though it's just not true. The last time that I had this conversation with somebody, they said that, and they pointed to the Jewish people and were like, the Hebrews were slaves in Egypt. No, they weren't. That was a made up story. That's not true. They were not slaves over there. It was just a made up story. And no, they didn't find the wheels of the chariot wheels. They didn't find it in the Red Sea either. I know, it's fucking disappointing. That's what I thought. I always thought, you know, that they had actually found the chariot wheel in the Dead Sea. Nope, none of that. They just found a rock it was kind of circular if you think about it, you know, while you're looking at it and kind of squint, you know, oh yeah, it could be a chariot wheel. That's how that goes. So Jesus.
Don't have a
I'm not
right
gonna
to kill the
respond.
women don't have the right to kill the baby in the she doesn't have a right to kill the man's children in the womb, right?
Oh, damn, you just said it out right. You don't have the right to kill the man's child. Because again, I'm sorry, I paused that. That's a face right there. Whoa. Whoa. She's possessed all of a sudden, I guess. I don't that's that David. Fuck, I lost my train of thought, dude. Wow. What were we saying anyway? Because that's another big part of this too, is that women having the right to not have a baby of somebody else's, right? And so the man believes this man specifically, Jesse Peterson, believes that that's property within that woman that he owns, right? He literally owns a piece of that woman. And that's the way he thinks of this. He doesn't think of that as the woman being an autonomous human being at all. She is just she, you know, in that instance at all. I mean, she just is happens to be carrying a piece of his property, and that's it. God, he hates women so much.
No, I'm not going to respond to that. I'm kind of smarter than that. So you want me to respond to a conservative narrative? And right now, I'm saying I can't respond over something that I have never experienced. What I will tell you, I've experienced women who have been mentally abused, sexually assaulted, and something has got to be done, and I'm not there. My job is to care for them, hug them, and give them the help
that's your job too. I want that job actually. My job's just to hug people. You know, I just make people feel good, right? I give out. It's you know how they have the sign that says free hugs. Well, they're not free. You got to pay me, and then I'll give you a hug.
they need, because it will be out of my hands.
But you don't know if a woman has a right to kill the man's child or children in the womb.
Why does he keep saying it like that, dude? You don't know if she has the right to kill the man's child. It's not her child at all. It's just the man's. Damn.
You don't know that for yourself.
God, he's such a piece of shit.
No, what I'm saying to you, Mr. Conservative, is there's some things that you cannot control. You
That
don't.
ain't asking if you
Mr.
can
Let me
control
Conservative.
it.
you.
I'm asking you do you believe that a woman has a right to kill the man's children in the womb?
No, I'm saying to you, a woman and the man are going to do what they want to do despite what I believe.
Okay.
Allow me to
Well,
keep
let's
my
move on
own
since you're not going to
beliefs.
answer that. Let's move on. Since you're not going to answer that.
At some point, you're going to realize I'm smarter than that.
I'm sorry?
At some point, you're going to realize I'm smarter than that.
So you
I'm
smart?
not going to let you pull me in a rabbit hole of conservativeness. I'm not.
Amazing.
Amazing.
So you wrote this book called The Death of the Angry.
Let's get to the book.
You wrote this book called The Death of the
God, this like you know, this lady right now is like, why the fuck did I come on this show? This was stupid. What was I thinking?
Angry Black Woman.
Yeah.
Why are Black women so angry?
Because people like you give us labels.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
White women don't get labels.
I'm sorry?
White women do not get labels.
Yes, they do.
Spanish women, this is my perspective. Remember, I wrote that book. You wrote Raised to Responsibility. So Spanish women are fiery.
I'm sorry?
Black women, unfortunately, are angry.
They are
But
very
that's not
angry.
necessarily true. Say that again.
I said you're right. Black women are very angry.
That's your
But why
perspective.
are they so angry?
What?
Well,
It's funny too, because a lot of this like ends up like the angry Black woman and all this. And it's funny too, because like a lot of shows, like I think it was Community kind of like flipped it on its ear, and like because they always get typecasted, right? Because that's the way it is. They don't get seen as like a full person a lot of times. It's like, oh, they're just an angry Black woman, or they're like ultra super nice all the time because they're kind of overshooting the mark or whatever and trying to make everybody else comfortable all the time so that they don't get typecasted as the angry Black woman. right? Even though they're dealing with a lot of shit that would be a lot of, be quite irritating a lot of times, I think,
First of all, that's your perspective.
Are you
But I
saying
think
they're
it's
not angry?
unfair. I can't hear you.
Are you saying that black women are not angry?
Yeah, they never feel that emotion at all. It's just that never happens. That's the thing they don't feel. So there's happiness, right? Sadness and neutral. That's it. That's all they feel.
I don't believe the word is all, A-L-L. All black
I didn't
women
say
are
all. I didn't say all. I didn't ask all. Not
No,
all, not
you
all,
said-
not all, but most. Are you saying that
your
most black
lexicon
women
was
are
very
not
clear.
angry?
No, your lexicon was clear. You said black women. I said not all black women.
Why
Let's
are
put it
most
in the
black women
perspective
so
of
angry?
people. Huh?
Why are most? Did she have?
I don't know, man. Everybody like crying about like DEI and stuff like that, and saying that that if there's Charlie Kirk was just the other day saying that if there's a black pilot, that he doesn't want to fly in that plane because if the black person has to have been a what do you call it, DEI hire, because it couldn't possibly be the case that a black person could actually be qualified. That's impossible. That's impossible. Yeah, you're right. Racism's not a thing. That just never happens. That's not a thing. It's just where is the race? I don't even see it. Yeah, and usually when you're racist, you won't. That's kind of how that goes, right? Because you're kind of like, where is it? Show me the. I don't want to see it. Show me the racism. I don't see. I'm looking. I don't see nothing there. I don't see it. So I don't even know what you're talking about.
Have a hard time. Why are
Yeah,
most black women so angry?
Not all black women are angry.
I said, why? I ask, why are most black women so angry?
Because I believe that black women are misunderstood.
What do you mean?
I think that some black women, if you sat down and you had a conversation with women as a whole, white women, Spanish women, Asian women, black women, and you put us in a room, you will find that we all have some familiarity. And you may find that the same thing that I'm going through, the white woman up the street, Karen, is going through. The Asian woman.
But you're not telling me why most black women are so angry.
If you let me finish, I should have asked why you saw it.
It has to be like it's got to be a 4-word answer. Otherwise, it's not. You're not answering at all. That's it.
Angry, but I ain't gonna do that. But back to my question. So if you sit down and you ask them, well, what's going on? You will find that they all have a common denominator called life.
Davey, it's like, wait a second. Did I wander into a fucking leftist circle? Yeah, dude. It's called Punk Apostate, dude. What the fuck do you think? Genius. My God. So funny. And thank you, Worm Foods. Damien, we're punks. What do you think the demographic is going to be? Yeah. Yeah, no, we're a right-wing channel, the place where we hate everybody that isn't a fucking conservative or whatever, that isn't just some hillbilly fucking truck owning, gun shooting, homophobic, whatever. Yeah, that's not here, man. That is a punk channel, dude. Jesus.
And unfortunately, one may handle it better than the other.
It's because Jesse's in the is that why? Because it's Jesse Lee Peterson is in the title. So they came, somebody's reacting and talking about how great Jesse. This being me. Wait, hold on. Is this guy disagreeing with Jesse Lee Peterson? Is that what we're doing? What?
The other one. Because the other one may have things that they need. And so because one woman may not have the financial background, one may not have a father in the house, one may not have a father in the house, but the same woman of a different nationality or color may be going through the same thing. Why does she get a pass, but I don't? And we have the same thing going on.
Hold on. Oh, man. We got one of these conservative punks. Oh, my God. That's so funny. Jesus. Being punk today is being conservative. Yeah, being in the Trump cult, like I said, take that from a Gen X, Trump 24, or you better get your testosterone levels checked. Yeah, beta, right? Yeah, beta male. Okay. God, these people are so sad. Do you really think that makes you like manly or whatever, like voting for Trump, the guy that cries about everything was a spoiled brat that was had rich, wealthy parents that just gave him everything. He never had to do anything difficult his entire life, and all he does is complain, and everything else, everybody else's fault, and he's allowed to do whatever he wants. And if anybody tries to hold him responsible, even the tiniest little bit, oh, it's all unfair. Right? He's just a spoiled bitch. Like, what is wrong? And you think that's Punk? My God, that's pathetic. That is so funny to me when you have these punks or quote unquote punks. I don't know what punk bands you listen to, because you'd have to just be like, I don't pay attention to any of the words ever. Because otherwise it just makes no sense. Like it's like the people that were complaining about Rage Against the Machine. Like, I loved Rage Against the Machine until they got all political. Yeah, and now I'm just like, what? I don't like, because it's like they don't love Trump or something. It's crazy. Jesus.
It's
So are
not
you
fair.
saying that most black women are angry because they don't have anything?
Exactly. Yeah.
No, that's what you said. I said some women.
That's what we call posers. They just what was it? They just like Punk for the fashion or whatever. Yeah, that's it.
Who are African American women have been unfortunately put in a box, and this box is unfair. It is a label that everybody could wear at one point in time.
Man, these people are so stupid. I'm sorry. I know we're getting derailed, and it's fine. I don't care about derailing this one. We're just having fun here. Davey's like, do you all caps, because conservatives don't now. They just that conservatives with that caps button, they don't, it gets stuck, and they don't see that it's lit when it's lit up, buddy. When it's lit up and the caps thing, that means they're stuck. Your caps are stuck. You need to hit that sucker again. It's just for capitalizing like the first letters of stuff. He said, do you think it's manly? I don't know what the hell manly would have to do with to let children get chemically castrated. Not happening, idiot. That's not a thing that happens. Jesus. Behind the backs of the parents. LOL. Yes, you're a swipe. Oh my God. With no moral. Okay, dude. Yeah, none of that's actually happening. If what you're referring to is like gender affirming care, as far as like puberty blockers, that if you're saying that is like being chemically castrated, like you're basically saying that like a Vicodin is a lethal injection, because that's how fucking stupid it is. Because the amounts of things matter. Yeah, it's like it's a when it's a small amount it does one thing, when it's a large amount it does a different thing. Okay, the amounts of things matter. Gradation matters. Do you understand those words? Okay. Since I'm sure you don't really understand much, but yeah. So no, none of that's happening. There is no chemical castration that is happening to children. They're just getting gender affirming care, which is puberty blockers, so that they have more time to be able to decide until they're an adult, when they're legally allowed to do other surgeries and stuff like that, because there aren't surgeries happening to children. So that's another thing that I'm sure you're about to lie about, because you don't understand just basic shit about what's actually going on, because you've gotten yourself brainwashed by watching too much fucking right-wing bullshit media. Where everybody's just mad about trans people all over the place, just do it every day. They're just taking over all the children. Jesus, it's so sad how insecure y'all are. You're so insecure because you want to be able to control your child. And if they, maybe can not be the gender that you think they should be, but then that's just the crime above all fucking crimes, right? Because you get to decide like how what their kids allowed to do and think and be and all this stuff. Because you don't see kids as independent actual people. You see them as extensions of yourself. But whatever.
Or another. It is unfair to put us all into that whole narrative.
But
that's the unfairness, because everybody's going through the same thing.
So are you
It's
saying
almost
that
like-
most black women are angry because they've been put in a box?
He does not.
No. You trying to be funny.
No,
I'm saying
I'm
the
not-
majority
No, he's just that stupid. Yeah, he's just that dumb.
of
I'm trying to get
African-American
answers.
women. Okay, so this is the way communication works. Communication works where you ask me a question and I respond. And then we have a dialogue about what was said. What I'm going to do is I'm going to answer your question. But what I'm not going to do is let you overtalk me and take the narrative of what you believe concerning women and put it in this conversation. So with respect, let's deal with every circumstance with conflict resolution. So you asked me a question. Please allow me to.
It's so sad that she has to do this. Okay, here's how having conversations works. Okay, now if you ask a question, then we're supposed to talk about it. Okay, but because he just keeps on talking at her and like trying to like talk down to her. Because again, he doesn't see her as a full person. He sees her as just a woman that really shouldn't be talking in front of people at all. They should just be in the fucking kitchen or whatever,
To answer it so that we can get an understanding.
I know, but don't take so long because we're running out of time, and you tend to go for a long time.
I sure do.
Yeah, go to the answer
And the great words
question.
of Maxine, I like to reclaim my time.
So what now?
In the great words of Maxine, I would love to reclaim my time.
The Wicked Witch of the West.
That was good.
Maxine
That's
Waters.
what you think.
So I understand you're saying that black women, not all but most, are so angry because they've been put in a box. Let me ask, you say that lots of black women come from backgrounds of abuse, mistreatment, or violence. And so I wanted to ask, why are black women so violent toward their children and toward black men?
I'm not going to let you do that.
What?
Do what?
What the fuck kind of question was that? Why are they so? Did he say why are they so violent?
That lots of black women come from backgrounds of abuse, mistreatment, or violence. And so I wanted to ask, why are black women so violent toward their children and toward black men?
I'm not going to let you do that.
Hold on. And he wrote that question down. That was a question that he had saved ahead of time. My goodness. And so he's like, and at first he's like, wait, he's like saying that they came from abusive household. First of all, this is just a racist stereotype that the black men are like violent and all this type of shit. So he's playing off of that racist stereotype, which isn't true. But and then saying that I guess like because black women deal with those sort of things, that means that they are in turn violent to other men and to kids. Is that what he just hold on, let me go back one time.
And so I wanted to ask, why are black women so violent toward their children and toward black men?
Yeah,
I'm not going to let you do
that. Yeah, why are they so violent against children and black men?
Do that.
My God.
Do what?
I'm not going to do that.
Do what?
I'm not going to let you do that. I'm not going to let you do that to my sisters. If you're going to speak concerning my sister, put some respect on their name.
I'm just repeating the book.
No.
You say that most of black women come from backgrounds of abuse,
wait a minute,
of a mistreatment or violence. Why are black? So I'm asking, why are black women, those have children, why are they so violent and mistreat their children and their men so badly?
Is that what happened to you?
No, I'm asking why. You wrote that in the book, and I'm asking.
No.
I'm asking why.
No, don't misquote.
Oh, you didn't say that in the book?
No. Listen, don't misquote.
So I'm quoting right out of the book. Hold on a minute.
No.
Hold on. Let me quote it again.
And we've gotten to the point that it always devolves to with the Jesse Lee Peterson debate. I put it, it's not really a debate. That's why I put up the air quotes. Where it just gets to everybody talking over each other, and inevitably someone just is waving a hand at the camera as if that will do something. And this is not just her; this is other people too. And it's like, well, stop! What are you doing? Can you let me talk? I don't know, and he won't.
You say that
I know the chapter. Don't misquote.
How am I misquoting? Just for the record, how am I misquoting?
No, hear what I'm saying. Your verbiage is trying to ignite, but I'm smarter than that. Now listen
how
to what
am I misquoting the book?
What I said. I'm speaking from my perspective that in the chapter of the book, I grew up in a very abusive household. My father was abusive. And so please don't put it out there. Don't soundbite my stuff and say all black women. There are
I
some
never said
wonderful mothers.
let's get it.
And I mean, he was heading out anyway, but I did block that fucking Damien moron, which is pretty sad that people could be this stupid. And he's in LA. Like, he's like, come to LA and I'll, because no progressives or liberals is what I guess he thinks I'm a liberal. I'm not. I'm a leftist, by the way. We're somewhere between liberal and leftist. Like, leftists call me liberal and liberals call me leftist. So I actually don't know. Just maybe it changes depending who I'm talking to or something. But yeah, he was just saying like that you got to come to LA and just try it, bro. Try it. I'll meet you at the bike rack, bro. Okay, with your, like you just like being against racism and stuff. That's some pansy stuff. Real men are racist. or real men don't care about it or pretend that it doesn't exist or something. I don't know what his point even was with that. Like black men being violent is a racist stereotype. It's just a fact. That's just categorically true. I don't know how are you going to argue with that, like whether or not people use it all the time or anything like that, but is another thing. But it absolutely is a racist stereotype. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Hold on, man. Hold on. You said that I'm misquoting you. I want to make sure that
He does not. Wow, this is wow. Okay, so we've gotten again still to the shouting over each other section here. But he's saying you're saying I'm gonna misquote you or whatever. And it's like I don't think he even understands what her qualm even was. And she's just like, I'm not gonna let you like take me out of context, is what he's saying. And he's like, oh, you think I'm gonna go say like do something like just completely different. Hold on, let me go back one time.
And say all black women.
I never said let's get it. Hold on, man. Hold on. You said that I'm misquoting you. I want to make sure that I'm not Hey, hold on. Hey.
Jeez, what a
hey. Hey, calm down.
Kamala Harris is
calm down.
The next president of the United States.
Oh my God. I want to get to that.
I thought we weren't doing politics. I thought that was like literally what you just said. I should have started this thing halfway through. God damn it. Like it's just now getting juicy. Right. And if you want your vagina juicy, go to adamandeve.com. That's right. Enter code word Brentley at checkout to get 50% off almost any one item, 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. Let's go to adamandeve.com and enter that code word Brentley. And that way you can get, everything as moist as you want, right? Moist and juicy. You love that word moist, right? Moist. This is Seth Andrews, and I'm gonna use the word moist. That's it. Now everybody's running to buy adamandeve.com stuff right now because of Seth Andrews saying moist. I knew it. I knew that was going to be the main thing that sold the stuff here. Oh man, blew it out of the water. Go to adamandeve.com, enter code word Brentley at checkout to get 50% off almost any one item, 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. Go to adamandeve.com and get your exclusive order. Get your butt some stuff.
But I just want to clear up.
Oh, he muted her.
That,
he muted her. Oh no, she's just shouting so loud that the gate on the microphone has muted her.
Oh, gotcha.
Come back to your mic. We're not hearing a mic, right?
There's some amazing women out here.
He's like, are we hearing on the mic? I can't tell if I can hear things or not. I don't know. Are we hearing it? I don't know how to. I don't know how to see if I can hear or nothing. I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
There's some amazing women out here.
Calm down a minute. You're speaking too loud,
Oh,
Jamila. Jamila.
Oh no. There are some amazing women out here.
Jamila. Calm down for a minute. You're speaking so loud, it's not coming through clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they're called, and if Drusilla said, I love moist cupcakes. Yeah, that's right. I know. And if you use the word muffin, moist muffins, we're right back to talking about what I was talking about, because that's what they call them in England, I think, right? Do we have an English person here? No? Yeah? Can you tell me what's the muffin thing? Is it muffin? Yeah. Yeah, right. And then they call people a Muppet as an insult too. That place they talk silly. Okay. They got some silly things they say over there. It's crazy.
There are some amazing women.
Take a breath. Take a breath.
Amazing.
Oh my God. He's such a fucking asshole. All right, y'all. I gotta wrap it there. I figure we'll do I'm gonna try to be doing like 2-hour plus streams on weekends, and I do want to fuck with more trolls. So we need to get some more trolls in here, okay? Because that was kind of fun. I gotta be honest. I haven't had the opportunity to fuck with these right-wing idiots and that I guess wander in the room because they think it's punk to support the billionaire spoiled brat. That's impressive to me. Wow, it's crazy. Like the ruling class and everything. Like just even from like a class fucking divide perspective, like wow, dude, it's fucking insane. It's fucking insane, right? Anyway, yeah, oh yeah, please like and subscribe. Thank you. Pandora's been, yeah, I always forget to say like and subscribe. And that's, it's to my downfall, really, because that's why it's just that's why they don't get a lot of likes. It's just that is what it is, because it's me. That's my fault. I keep forgetting. So thank you, Pandora, for reminding me. But let's see. And Gisela said, this was an amazing stream, Punk. Oh, thank you. I was hoping it wasn't too fucking too crazy. I don't know. I just kind of went all over them. I was like, should I be doing different videos or something? I don't know. I don't know what I should be doing right now. But I'm cool. Because I had fun. I'm going to be honest. So glad you did too. Horford said, okay, I pointed out Dan saying everybody's ancestors were slaves was racist and reductionist, dismissing what she was talking about. Thank you. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And you're absolutely right, because that's what it is. It reduces their experience to insignificance. And that's what they're trying to do. Look, hey, everybody was slaves. And it's like, okay, was everybody slaves within like two lifetimes or whatever, back to back, like 150 years ago? And we still have like racist institutions to this day that are still in place, right? No, that doesn't happen for every other person, every other group of people, or every other race, whatever. Like, it's just not true. I don't know. It's just odd, and it's yeah. So you did all right. You did the right thing pointing that out, as it is. It's just like when people like talk about slavery not being that big of a deal and stuff. Hey, come on. Like, that's what it is. Like, just get over it. Okay, so your entire race of people were owned by other people back. Just let it go. God, it's just like, Jesus Christ, go fuck yourself. My goodness. We can acknowledge, like, you don't have to make it like a big thing, like, but we can acknowledge the past and try to do a better in the future. Nobody's blaming anybody for anything they didn't do or take part in. But we should acknowledge the very real systemic, those systemic, what's the right word to say that? Just like those systemic fucking repercussions. That's the word I was looking for. Repercussions that have permeated our culture ever since. And we've got to do everything we can to try to make it right. And we got a ton of people just trying not to, trying to make things worse on purpose. And that's why we have to keep fucking talking about this shit, because you got a bunch of right wingers being told to go around saying racist stuff. And then they don't understand that, like, why is everybody saying everything I say is racist? They just say everything's racist all the time. No, idiot, you've been programmed to run around saying racist stuff and acting like it's normal. That's the problem. And so that's why you think they're racist. Everybody calls everything racist all the time, because you've been duped by your fucking right-wing Russian, your Russian bot of a YouTuber, whatever person that you watch, and think that it's a normal, okay thing to talk about and say, so that people will get mad at you for it. And then it just intensifies your bias against those other people, and it causes you to be more and more radicalized, right? Because that's what happens, when they do it. They tell them to go say stuff to piss everybody off, and then, oh man, the whole world's against me and I'm right and everything like that, because they've been convinced to go say a bunch of shitty things. and then people, react to the shitty things they say. But anyway, well, thank y'all for hanging out. This was a wild ride right here. But I will be back tomorrow in the morning, and it'll be a more chill stream, I think, actually, because I will have had sleep. Because the AC was out last. I don't know if I mentioned that. AC was out last night. It's really hard to fucking sleep when it's 2,000 degrees. Okay, I was just like on a spit, just circling over a open flame, right? And then I woke up, and it was because the AC was off, and I was like, oh, that's why I'm dreaming about being a rotisserie chicken on a spit. Is it called a spit? Is that the right word that I say? Is it actually called a spit? Somebody needs to answer that before I end the stream, because like this is important. And Lord Dissident didn't answer. You didn't answer my question at all here. Okay, but did give some good advice. I'd say and said, try not to die, guys and gals. And gals, go check out your book of the Bible, Galatians. That's right. Go check it out. Does that one have a first and second, or is it just the? Oh, I don't know. I can't remember the books of the Bible. Asso, what's up, dude? Thanks. There goes my number one bucket list item. Lord. Oh, well, sorry. It's too bad. Too bad it's far away. But thanks, Asso. Yeah, too bad. One day, though. We don't know. But anyway, thanks y'all for hanging out. And if you want to support the show, you can support us by supporting our sponsor, adamandeve.com, or you can support us in a bunch of other fucking ways, right? You can go to Patreon, right? Patron, right? Go drink some Patron. If you want to just do a one-time payment on Cash App, that'd be great. So cash tag is Punk Apostate, right? You become a member, right? Membership is where the real fun happens. You get an extra stream once a week on Wednesdays, and it's a good time. Plus, I typically have extra content as well as members only live streams. I'm a little backed up right now, but I'll get there. I'm getting there. I got one just for the patrons and the members. It's taking me a minute. But if you want to just email me any kind of private correspondence or anything like that, if you want to, and particularly, and this seems to be where I get most of my emails, if you want me to cover something, send it to me, because I will. Like this week, I got a bunch that I'm going to be covering that were requested. So I've got like 3 or 4 different videos that were requested to react to and comment about and hang out with everybody while we react and comment and all that shit. So yeah, send that to me in an email, or you can put it in the Discord. That's always a good way to do it. But yeah, or join the Discord, right? And then you can follow me on all the socials. I put all the socials down in the description. So thanks y'all so much for hanging out. This is a lot of fun. This is a crazy one. Holy shit. But hey, the main thing is to be unlike right-wing douchebag dickhead morons. You should what's my thing? What's the catchphrase? Stay logical and loving. See what I'm talking about? Not what right-wing douchebag punks are. And stay skeptical but compassionate. That's right. So thanks, y'all. Take it easy. Great. Oh, look, I'm a